Today, from MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, it's Week 3 of the NFL on EA Sports. Josh Allen and the New York Giants taking on Carson Wentz and the San Francisco 49ers.
We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the San Francisco 49ers and the New York Giants. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you take a look at this Giants ball club. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
On the other side of the field for the visiting 49ers. They come in at an early crossroads here, facing a tough opponent on the road where a loss would make them 0-3.
And when you start that way, doubts really start to creep into a locker room, and guys start to battle each other instead of worrying about winning games.
So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And they'll be led out by their quarterback in his 5th season now, the former number 2 overall pick, Carson Wentz.
And frankly, this is the type of game that a great quarterback relishes because 0-2 on the road, everything's against him and his team. No one can expect them to win. Sometimes you band together real tight in that situation.
And right away, he lost the football. Able to fall on it, but look where they recovered it. That's a big loss.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Wentz, he's got Njoku, his big tight end. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down. From the gun, it's Wentz. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. So now here are the Giants as they'll get their first opportunity here. And they'll be led out by their 3rd-year quarterback from Wyoming. It's Josh Allen.
And I think it's safe to say that, and I heard him say it in the post-game press conference, that was a team win last week because he didn't really play up to his normal standards, throwing 2 interceptions.
No touchdown.
Yeah, didn't offset it at all, but the team found a way to get it done.
First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. The numbers for McCaffrey last week. He was, without a doubt, one of the catalysts in that victory.
And he can really be the glue that makes this offense go because when defenders have to commit to stopping him, that just opens up more opportunities in the passing game.
On 2nd and 9. Allen finds his tight end Ingram. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
1st and 10.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, He joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Rashaan Evans out of Alabama had the tackle defensively. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. From midfield, here's Allen. Here's Moss with a catch out of the backfield. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
He's tackled at the 30.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on.
Offense.
In the pocket, chucked it away, flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field, have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
On 3rd and long, it's Allen. Flushed, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Vita Vea breaking through to get the sack.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd. They felt like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board.
Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Wentz now on 1st down. Looking for Allen. He's got him on the slant. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A quick 1st down pickup. Good start after going 3 and out on their opening drive. A first carry for the former Oklahoma Sooner, Joe Mixon. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It was Anthony Barr that time who got in there and made the play. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this 1st quarter. On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous.
And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Melvin Ingram with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here's Allen on 1st and 10. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards. On the ground, McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask.
Defense.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
McCaffrey following the penalty. A gain of 3, second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. It goes as a gain of 9, and it moves the chains. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. If they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
2nd and 9.
On 2nd and 9, Allen. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 17-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. They'll run with McCaffrey. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Here's Allen. Being chased out left. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Allen. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Desmond King picks it, and this one will be brought back to the 22. Now we've got a Giant player here slow to get up after that last play. We'll get an update when we return. To MetLife Stadium. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
The 20-yard line.
Now Joe Mixon. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent. And they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I had missed him, it would have been a long night.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. And he finds Danny Amendola. And they'll get this across the midfield stripe, but still winding up short of the 1st down. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. This is fielded at the 7. We're scoreless after one.
Quarter with no score.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Flushed out right. Open man right side is Ingram. All that for a 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Here's McCaffrey. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. And San Francisco gets set to go here. Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes a better punter may actually determine the outcome.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
At the 46-yard line.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here.
Pass complete.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Melvin Ingram picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback because he had no chance to block him.
This is taken around the 12. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
16-yard line.
Evan Ingram works his way back onto the field with the rest of this offense. The early returns for him, very good to start this season. Interesting to see if he can keep up that torrid pace.
Man, when you're talking about averaging 100 yards a game as a receiver, extrapolate that over 16 games, and you're having a monster season. So, yeah, you love what he's doing early, but I think it's got to go back to the offseason, doesn't it? It's got to go back to the roots, spending time with the guy who's going to throw the ball to him, spending time watching tape, spending time reading defenses, and, of course, getting himself ready to play.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target. He didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius, understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball, and puts it right out there.
Allen hit. He lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. The 20, 10, and he will bring this one back. It's a fumble return for the 49er touchdown.
Justin Tucker lining up for the extra point.
So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower postgame.
To kick off.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
Now Allen Robinson and company gearing up to go again on offense. A chance maybe here for them to get him more involved. They're down here on the the scoreboard, and he's been very quiet.
And the silence has been deafening for his team. They don't need that at all. They need fireworks. They need explosive plays. They need him touching the football in any way possible. Maybe go to some jet sweeps. Anything to get him going.
There's something to get in the ball. We'll see if they can do it. A short throw to Ingram. And he's able to get out to the 32. Brought down there. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. And out across midfield down to the 45. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
That's complete to Hines out of the backfield. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Giants, first down.
Throwing on first down is Allen. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10.
56, Mike, 56, right there, 56. Here we go. Mike 56, Mike 56. Ain't no such thing as a tight. 56 to Mike, boys, 56. Check 56. Hey, check. Mike 56. Mike. You can't pass me.
To throw again. Allen gonna let one fly for Robinson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Earlier in the quarter when the defense was keen on the run, you said offensively they need to open things up, take some shots downfield. Didn't work there, but they did.
Yeah, I'm not going to change my tune now. I still think it's the right play because when you take those shots downfield, you open the eyes of the defense to what you could do to them, and that may open some things up for you offensively. A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. They only got a couple, but a couple is all that they needed as they convert on 4th.
I don't care what he's listed in the program. Fullback, running back, tailback, it doesn't matter. He ran that play like a fullback. Just like the old days when we saw the fullback dive. How about him picking that one up?
Only needed a yard on 4th down. That's what he's there for, right?
Exactly. Line him up, short yardage situation, and say, here it is, big man. Go get it.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. A gain of 8 there on the 8th play of the drive. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. From the gun, it's Allen. And he's got it. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone.
And a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry, ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
On the ground, McCaffrey, and he takes it into the end zone for a giant TD. Christian McCaffrey, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Giants are an extra point away from tying up this football game. People always talk about one of his biggest strengths, running the football, vision, and he found the spot there, went into the end zone.
You're exactly right about that. It wasn't just the vision, right? Once he saw the gap, decisiveness, made up his mind, and about the power to finish the play. Not only did he get good blocking, he created his own space as well.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. It's time for our player spotlight right now as we get a look at Carson Wentz. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. found a little room there as he's up to about the 37.
The ball carrier.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
Brings up 3rd down.
Now Wentz. Got a man. It's Amendola. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
A gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and
that last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now a throw here going to be taken in by the tight end Njoku. And he gets it down to the 32. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Again, they'll throw with Wentz. Sanders has it over the middle. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It'll go as a first down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16.
First down.
Great change up there on the route and got that inside release, made it a successful pitch and catch.
Well, the first thing you want to do is have him thinking that you're going outside. Make a move in that direction. Then you really don't run the route against the whole body of the defender. You run against a half of him, and the inside half, and he took it right across his face, got inside, and won that route in a big way. Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, last drive they went 3 and out.
They'll give it to Mixon. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And the Giants have it. It's picked up.
On the keeper.
We'll give some credit to the defense. They forced the big play, knocked the ball free from him, but it's a cardinal sin by the quarterback. Know where you are on the field, and he just gave up at a minimum 3 points.
Instead of getting down, takes the contact. The turnover ensues. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. So the shotgun snap to Allen. And Robinson with a big catch. And he will have a Giants 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Give them 22 there on the 3rd down conversion.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Again, it's Allen. Caught out left side by Robinson. Touchdown, Giants! Allen Robinson, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Giants have taken the lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Butker now to add the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. 5 plays there on that drive. And it was polished off by a Giants touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Now D.D. Westbrook to return. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Shotgun now for Wentz. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now, just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
2nd down and 10.
Back to the air on 2nd down. Wentz. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. Now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Now Wentz again. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 18.
To Joe Mixon.
So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. And welcome in everybody to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Time for a look around the NFL here in Week 3 of the new year. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly, and it's the Eagles who are out in front. Zach Pascal, a touchdown reception. From there, we'll head west to check on the other team in the Keystone State, the Pittsburgh Steelers. And this one going the visitors' way, as the Texans have the lead in that one. Matthew Stafford has thrown a touchdown pass. Finally, we head to the shores of Lake Erie. See what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. As you can see the score there in the second quarter. Cole Beasley, a touchdown reception. In the game you're watching, it was Josh Allen who was on target in that first half. He's thrown for over 200 yards already, and his guys have the lead as well. As we get you back to Brandon Gaudin.
Okay, Coach. Appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Second half ready to get rolling. The Giants with a lead, and they are set to receive this kick. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. So now the Giants set to take over on offense. They were winners a week ago over the Bears, and they lead things here as well as they start this drive with a 1st and 10. Starting the second half with a run by McCaffrey. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
At the 32-yard line.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3.
3rd down and
To throw, it's Allen. A bullet throw, but incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. Their defense just came up with a stop right out of the locker room, and now can the offense take advantage?
Yeah, we don't want to turn this into something that it's not. It's only a 1-score game, so it's not exactly a crucial possession. But at the same time, they'd like to get things started and at least come away with 3 points.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Working from the gun, Wentz. Over the middle, it's Amendola. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect.
46-yard line.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wentz. He finds his running back, Mixon. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
That's caught by the tight end, Drew Sample. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
That was a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on him so he can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. There just wasn't anywhere to go on that play.
Gets through, and now an opening. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially that 1st half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him. Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
2nd down and goal. Wentz. This is caught. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Wentz now on 3rd and goal. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. They can't stop Bruce Irvin there as he slips in for the sack.
That's quite a stand there defensively. A huge sack on 3rd down, and that's going to force him into a field goal attempt.
29-yard attempt.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. They had it 1st and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Man, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive, but you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
They'll try to get the running game going with McCaffrey. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Ball carrier.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there, and if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
On first down, Allen. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep two eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting two hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
Now we've got whistles and a timeout here. Yeah, looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. An extra DB for the 49ers now on third. Allen. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Another good completion on the drive as the Giants have a first down.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
And that's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he's going to have this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Niners' 28. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
At the 28-yard line.
Here's Allen on first and 10. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Evan Ingram, his second touchdown on the season. And the Giants are able to grow their lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Butker on for the PAT. It's good, and it's 21-10. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it was finished off by a touchdown by the New York Giants.
Harrison Butker is set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
The Niners take over first and 10. At their own 21-yard
line. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Tackle made that time by Anthony Barr. So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10.
At the 21-yard line.
From the gun, it's Wentz. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a 3rd down.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. And that's complete to the right side. It's Allen. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Back out onto the field comes Allen Robinson. Pretty good game for him so far. I guess he's still got time here to make this a great game, but so far he's been solid.
I like where you're going with that because it has been pretty good, but there's always that hint that things can really escalate for him. And right now they feel like they're somewhat keeping him in check, but he has found the end zone once. But boy, he can explode at any moment.
Yeah, and when you hit that end zone once, you want to find it again, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Makes you hungrier.
You get greedy in a good way.
Back to the ground on first. It's McCaffrey. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. 17 yards and a giant first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And this one is incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver. But it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Nyheim Hines, his first carry. He'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Throwing is Allen on third. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. And as we peer at the numbers, he got off to a struggling start, but since then really found his rhythm.
And I think that comes together with not just the halftime adjustments, but just that quiet confidence. If you just keep doing the things you've been working on, eventually there will be creases. You know, find those gaps in the defense, keep working on them, and maybe what didn't happen very well for you in the beginning of the game, it starts to open up as the game moves on.
He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. Not much there, only a yard.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Okay, I'm back.
Mixon. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Niners on third down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 4. Now Wentz. Looking for Sanders, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Logan Ryan. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver that time. But it's going to be second down. Now a run with McCaffrey. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards, down to the 15. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
And it's caught. And he will He'll take it on in for a Giant touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown ground. And the Giants use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
On the return, the Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 27.
The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Escaping the pressure right. He'll run it. He'll have a first down past the 40. And finally brought down right at the midfield stripe. 23 yards on the tuck and run.
Well, to me, this leads to the question, do you admire the way he puts his body out there all the time, or do you think he should protect himself a little bit more?
Well, he's been on the ground several times with all those sacks that he's taken. So, I don't know, I kind of admire him not sliding down there, don't you?
I'm with you on that one. The meter definitely leans towards admiration.
Another first down, this time on a gain of 19.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Oh, nearly a disaster there on the check down, but they'll get it back. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Wentz going to throw. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Slap them Niners 40 times and hit like and sub as well.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Giants are going to get the football back. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
Well, partner, Marvin, our #1 stats guy just handed me a little card that says
There will be
he
no
has 97 yards on the ground today. You think he's going to get the ball again?
I think so. 3 away from that century mark. Got to have it.
Yeah, and I think what they're going to call is one of his favorite runs, whatever he feels comfortable with, and what the offensive line has executed well today to try and get him over 100 yards.
Yeah, this will be a Giants first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line. An effective 7-yard 3rd down conversion.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game,
Excuse me.
they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
They'll run on first down. Hines pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Down he goes. The 49ers get there. Pernell McPhee, always a threat to find the QB, and he gets to him there. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football. We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
San Francisco set to go on offense once more. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. Now pass complete here to Sanders. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it, and this one will be brought back to the 22. This spot in the fourth quarter with that deficit, had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
And he's able to skip away from that first defender on his way to a pickup of 5.
Well, that's a pretty good drive starter right there. And I don't know, partner, if you're even thinking about sitting on the ball right now. They may just want to run their regular offense.
In plus territory, and as an offensive coordinator, you don't want your team to go into a shell, do you?
No, you really don't, because as soon as you take your foot off the gas, it's real hard to put it back on and mash it, because once everyone's emotions come down, hard to start them up again. So I think you may want to keep them cranking high right here.
Allen going to throw. Eluding the pressure right. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense got crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. Allen now on 3rd and goal. The quick slant caught. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line.
John.
They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's 1st and goal.
John. It's called has seen a blade of grass in real life as well, and as he plays with tears of joy.
Take it on in for a giant touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Giants use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. As that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one? You're exactly right. Clean sweep. And boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review. It's time for our player spotlight right now as we get a look at Carson Wentz. And he has not really been able to have a lot of comfort back there in the pocket. Pressure's been coming at him a lot, hasn't it?
And they've got to figure out how to tamp down that pressure. How do they decrease it? Is it getting rid of the football quicker? You know, shorter drops? Maybe they do something different with their pass blocking and their protection schemes. Maybe you meet them on the line of scrimmage instead of retreating to try and protect your quarterback. They've got to figure something out, though, because you cannot let your guy get hit that much, not if you intend to win.
I know they'd like to erase that video and those 4
Dragon
sacks
John
that they've
and
seen
his
so
John
far.
okay so Kanye John. Emoji face with tears of joy. Emoji face with
Looking for
tears of
Allen. He's
joy.
got him on the slant.
This
15
time.
yards on the play, first down.
Gain of 15.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So the drive takes him into Giants territory now, 1st and 10, down at the 31. Again, it's Wentz. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
The pass complete, this one to Danny Amendola. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. The Niners on 3rd down. They've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Run the damn ball chicken leg all
And he's got
around.
his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. On Wentz is intercepted yet again. Picked off by Logan Ryan. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, I get it, Charles. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Down big, they just sent their receivers out and let it fly. But the defense, they were ready.
Yeah, and there aren't too many people left in this stadium that couldn't see that coming. But that's not a major criticism at all because you had to try it. What you're hoping for is one of your athletes out-athletes everyone else and makes a dramatic play.
An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
Niners suck. Emoji face with tears of joy. Emoji face with tears of joy. Emoji smiling face with sunglasses. Emoji American football. Skipping the rest.
Just 2 minutes
Defense
remaining here in
wins
the 4th quarter
championships
of what
next
has been
week.
a
If
one-sided
the flag
affair.
has no wings, is it called a rock? Take it to the 2.
So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. This is McCaffrey. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
That's it. That's what you
Emoji
want.
fire.
Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
The 33-yard line.
Emoji face with tears of joy.
They'll try
Emoji
and run
face
some
with
clock
tears
here
of
as they
joy.
keep it on the ground.
All of it.
And he's going to be taken
We
down
will
with a
never know
marker
what
on
it
the
smells
field.
like
So
underwater.
let's see about the call.
Emoji face
You
with
need your
tears
wide
of joy.
receivers as
Emoji
blockers.
face with tears of
Sometimes they get
joy.
a hold.
The big runs are often a result of what they do on the perimeter. In this case, got caught holding, and this one will come back.
And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down and 6.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
3rd down, here's McCaffrey. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the 1st down. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Well, we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your
Not a
eyes
game,
in the
boys.
wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
So a victory here for the men in blue, the New York Giants. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for the Giants, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1.
Turnovers
and
forced
they will
in
hit
2
the road
games.
next week to take
flexed
on
biceps. Defense.
You have a player healed from injury and ready to play.
If a football is made of pig skin, is it a hot dog? Or a swollen glizzy? Alright guys, gonna call it. Thanks for stopping in. John Glizzy, John Glizzy, John Glizzy, Glizzy. Glad you got that in. Emoji rolling on the floor laughing.